everybody, it's Romania Black, and we are on a Patreon commission for the month. This movie is commissioned by Sean. Thank you, Sean, for commissioning. I'm going to be honest, I'm really excited about this. I woke up this morning, got ready, and was like, I cannot wait to watch this movie because it is Mind Game, which has come out in 2004. So this is nearly a 20-year-old movie, or it is a 20-year-old movie. Oh my God. A 20-year-old film, but that's not why I'm excited about it. Why I am excited about it is because the only thing I know about this movie is it is from the same director and or creator of Inuo and Tekinconcrete, which those two movies have been two of my favorite movies that I've watched this year. They are so imaginative, so bonkers, so visually brilliant that I am super, super excited. Also the creator of Ping Pong, the animated series, which is one of my favorite series that I've watched this year as well. So knowing that alone has me incredibly excited to see what we're going to get. So as per usual, we are doing the old watching it with the headphones. You all will be able to see a picture-in-picture down below, but you'll be able to see, follow along with the timer for the first 30 minutes, usually along with the subtitles. I am renting this movie, so I'm watching it with the original Japanese audio and English closed caption subtitles. But I want to thank everybody over on the Patreon commission tier. Y'all are insane, but in the best way. I cannot tell you how humbled I am for being supported by you all. It's insane. I don't know what I do that makes you really enjoy my commentary and reactions, but I'm grateful that you do. I'm grateful that you're here. Thanks for stopping by and watching this if you're joining me for the first time. But yeah, we're going to be looking at this movie, reacting to it, and at the end, as per usual, we'll have a discussion about it. So I made myself my own little iced coffee here. I'm ready to go, got my headphones and everything ready, and so thank you, Sean, for commissioning this. Sean commissioned a very awesome movie last month. This is like a third of the length. So, or about half of the length. So, a little bit different. But yeah, I'm super excited. So we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to dive right into this and see what Mind Game is all about. So we're going to start this Patreon commission for the week. And we're going to do this here in 3, 2, 1. And I'll see you all on the other side. Or right now, because you're watching it with me. Oh, 16 plus. Well, instantly the ping pong style. Ooh, mixed with some CGI. Yeah. Oh, shit. What is that? What is that with the soccer ball? What? What? Oh, your life is the result of your own decision? Oh, shit. Oh my God. What? This is giving magnum opus vibes. I mean, well, why not? Well, why not? So he realized he was a man. Oh, we're going to go back to this opening scene, I'm sure. Oh, met her, had the kid. What? Oh, created this maybe? Oh. Oh my God. This opening sequence is giving us so much. So much. What? Oh my God. All of this is happening at once. We're getting like a whole movie in the first 5 minutes. Was Up inspired by this? Okay, Mion. Okay. What? Oh, and then they broke up. And then what? Oh my God. There's so much happening. There's so much happening. What? Oh my God. And going to try to find her. Oh, wow. Oh my God. There is so much happening. We have so much to talk about in this opening sequence alone. Whiteboard Coon is going to be needed. Holy shit. We're probably gonna talk like 30 minutes on the first 3 minutes of this movie alone. Oh my God. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, wow. Oh, sure. Yeah, sure. Yep. Oh, okay. Mmm. Hmm. I mean, no, your feet. Huh. My dude. Oh, it's the same guy from earlier. I love the switch between. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. So we're going back to this. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's not really a breakup. And they just exchanged emails. Okay. And now we're going back to that. Okay. Oh. Nishi's evolution. Oh. Oh. Interesting. Wow, that's such a great point. You don't fight, you don't do all the work. Mmm. Uh, be a man. Tell her that you love her. Yes. There we go. This is giving me like Shark Boy and Lava Girl vibes in terms of the style. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh. Oh shit. Oh. Oh my god. dude. So you didn't tell her that you love her? Dude! Dude! Uh, oh my god, dude. You just got friend zoned so hard. You friend zoned yourself, dude. So she's just gonna run from the loan sharks from paying off her debt. That's smart. That will not end in tragedy in any way, shape, or form possible. Oh, I love this song. Okay, Nishi. I love this song. The animation style is bonkers. I mean, I appreciate it. It's bonkers. I mean, are we going to talk about the fact that his shirt is see-through and that you can see nipples? It's not a big thing, but it's just distracting. Mmm. Huh. Mmm. That's a way of saying it. Oh, he's getting more bright red. Oh my god. Were those the days? Uh. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, it's him. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. So that's their dad. Wow. What a waste. Oh. Nishi. Oh. Oh. Oh, Nishi. Uh. Oh. Hmm. Oh, damn. Just air it all out. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, and that's the competition. Oh, don't mind him. Oh. Tall, dark, and handsome. Poor Nishi. Oh. Huh. Oh. Uh. Oh. Poor girl. Hmm. Oh. Ooh, okay. Oh man. Oh wow. Oh. Oh yeah, hard stuff. I used to do things like that all the time. Sure. Did you? Oh. 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 You gave up that easily, dude? Okay, who is this man? What is happening? He's like the mafia's hitman, but he's looks like he works for the monarch. Oh my god. Oh my god. The fudge. Oh, and the dad. Oh, the dad trying to sneak out. Shit. The fudge. Yeah, the mood changed significantly. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh my god. And that's the dad. Oh. Oh, bitch. Oh my god. Uh, oh my god. Oh, bitch. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, okay. Now this is starting to make a little bit more sense. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh, hey! Not necessary. Not necessary. Thank you. Not necessary. Oh my god. Oh my god. She just like pissed his pants. Oh! Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh. Oof. Oh. Oh. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh. Yikes, 2004. 'Twas a different time. What? Why does he have a J on his head if his name's Atsu? Oh my god, this is insane. What is even happening? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Holy shit. Oh my god, my dude, that's not the answer. Oh my god. How about we don't? Why don't? How about we don't? How about we don't? Nope, not cool. Oh my god, why? But why? But why? Nishi, do something. Oh my god. This is not cool at all. Oh my god. Oh my god. 16 plus? 16 plus? Yikes. Not cool. Nishi, you gonna do something? Nishi, how about you do something? Her dad and would-be lover are gonna do nothing? Oof. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh. Oh my god. 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 Oh. Oh my god. Yeah, no. Oof. Oh. Oh my god. What is this madness? Oh. 16 plus, y'all. Oh my god. Why'd you have him with you? Why'd you even have him with you? my God. What the fudge? What the fudge? I could do without the sexual assault, y'all. I could do without. All this goes back to like the first 3 minutes of this damn movie. Oh my God. Are y'all gonna call an ambulance or anything? You think? Oh my God. Is this Nishi? Lording. Now lording. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Holy shit. Oh my God. Are those supposed to be boobs or balls? Oh, well. What? Oh my God. Oh. Holy shit. Ah! Oh my God. But, well, I mean, oh. Yeah, stop. Oh my gosh. Oh. I would have the same reaction. I would have the same reaction. I would. What? Oh, wow. Is this supposed to be God? Oh my God. How wild. The style feels like Real Monsters. It gets me every time. It is supposed to be God. Huh. I love the concept that your mind can't figure out what it's supposed to look like. Too late for counseling! Oh my god. Oh my god. Terrifying. Terrifying. Ah! Oh, he's 20. Okay. That puts a perspective on the timeline. Ooh. Ah! Well. Oh my god. This feels like Ralph Bakshi. It does. Oh my god. It's a bit of a nihilistic view at God. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. You saw how you got here. Oh my god. Definitely edited. Oh my god. Oh my god. Them's the breaks. Oh my god. Ah! Ah! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Oh, bitch. Oh my god. Ah! Oh. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, he's dead. Okay. Oh. Oh, love. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, so we. Oh my god. Oh shit. Holy shit. Oh wow. Oh. boyfriend! You just left the boyfriend! Oh my God. Well, you didn't have to kill your brother. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy shit. Yeah, how about you want to pay attention? Oh. Well, I don't know if I agree with that. Pay attention to the road. Ah! Oh my God. Oh my God, there's a car phone. So this is supposed to be like the 80s? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Get down. Oh my God. Well, he's also an asshole. Also an asshole. Oh my God. No. Oh no. Why is there a little dog on his shoulder? But why? Oh no. Not an excuse for what he did. Not at all. Well, I'm glad his girl isn't with him. He sounds like a treat. Oh. Don't feel bad for him at all. Not one bit. I mean, that's kind of what he did. Oh. I mean. Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ooh. Why is that dog biting his ear? Oh well. Oh shit. Okay, so he's with the soccer group. Oh my God. Huh? I like that in back of. So now what? Oh my God. 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 Why? Why? What? Asshole. Is this all going to be a dream? If this is all going to be a dream. Oh my God. This has to be a dream. Has to be. Has to be. Oh my God. Of course. Every time. Every time. I love these are just in Japan all the time waiting, right? It's like a video game. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, of course we have to have her boobs jiggling in the background because of course we do. Uh-huh. But if this is all in his mind happening, then that would make sense why he's having her like that. Because it's literally through his gaze. Oh my God. This movie is in no way, shape, or form devoid of creativity. Oh my God. We get a flashback with him for no reason. Was this love exposure? Oh shit. Oh my God. Holy shit. Well, that, like, final moments. And making it like the soccer field. I won't be surprised if Blue Lock gets to this point. I won't be surprised at all. Oh, wow. And that looks like the red of them disappearing from the afterlife. He's like, I guess we'll just be here. Oh, my God. Oh, and there's that. Yes. What the fudge? Oh, my God. A whale. You again. Wait a second. Oh. Uh. So they're inside the whale? Oh my God. Oh. In spite of this turn of events. Oh my god. Ha! Sure. Sure, that's a way to deal with this life or death situation. Oh. Oh, that boat. I'm not getting good vibes from that boat. No, no, no. Uh, they're like, he's lost it. It's fine. The sister's like, well, hell. Yes, I was like, she ain't gonna be part of this. There's gonna be a bunch of dead bodies in that boat. Uh. I can't believe they just left the one Rio guy there, just back at the bar. They just left him. Like, bye. Hmm. Pfft. Mm-mm. No. Uh. Fair. Fair, yeah. Oh. Oh. Uh. Hmm. She's like, I get this is the theme of the movie, but this is where it got us. Oh, shit! Nope, he'll probably try to eat you. No. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. 16 plus, huh? It's the whale, yeah. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh shit. Insane. Insane. Ooh. Uh. Oh no. Poor Yang. Of course. Of course you would be under her. Oh my gosh. Oh my. This is where he stores the bodies. Oh my gosh. Oh. Well, are we not surprised? Oh my God. Yeah. Art is subjective, but art also needs to have some kind of meaning. Him just gathering women's lingerie is not exactly art. It's a little gross. The coconut shoes. I don't know. I don't. Oh my God, the toilet. I don't trust him. But sure. Yeah. But where's their clothes they're gonna wear? Really? 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 I mean, I guess it makes sense with the fish. Yikes. Oh my God. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Oh my God. Well, sure, Yang. Why don't we just pretend they're costumes? The way women are portrayed in this is a little off-putting, especially for a woman watching. We're going to talk about it. This is definitely from a man's perspective, this entire movie. Not that that's a bad thing, but like the women just don't really have much focal point in this or perspective. They're just, I don't want to say the word objectified, but a little bit. Oh. Uh, the flip phone. This definitely feels like, uh-huh. Oh. Because he's been stuck in this whale. Well, if it was charged, yeah. Hmm. Do robots exist now? Oh my gosh. Ha. Ha. Uh, well, no, sadly, no. We don't have flying cars. You would think. Oh, wow. Yikes. Oh! Oh, and we go back to that. Oh. But has it really been 30 years? And that's from the opening. Oh, wow. So we're going back to everything. Wow. Time Boy. Yeah. Wow. We keep going back to that. But where are the friends now? The fact that we don't know where the friends are. Ooh. I mean, makes sense given where they're at. Keep talking this awkward. Uh uh ew. Oh, when she have time to put her hair up? Mm. Oh my god. Oh wow. Oh my god. Shit. Yeah, nope. Oh my god. Uh oh. Huh. Uh-huh. Hmm. Oh wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh. They're like, we need to get out of here. Really. Oh. Of being stuck there. Ooh. Ooh. creeped out by this guy now. It's like, he's clearly... Oh. Shut up. Ew. Oh. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I trust this place that he's taking them to. I don't like where this is going. I don't like where this is going. I don't like this at all. I don't trust it. Why haven't we mentioned the friends before? They're probably all dead, and this guy's probably gone crazy from being by himself. That is a good shot of Nishi. But no, I don't like this at all. Mm-mm. Oh. I have doubts about humanity. It's a little on the nose. Oh, shit. Oh, my God, dude. I mean, he hadn't totally tried to kill y'all yet. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. 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 Nope. Not good, friends. Not good. Nope. Not good. Not good. Not good. Shit. Get back over there. Oh, shit. Ooh. Ugh. Like he could get up earlier, but now no. Like the not being able to see the bottom of the ocean or the bottom of the whale, that'd be so creepy. No. No. Oh. Ooh, the animation in this is just so good. Uh, what is that little thing? Uh, Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh, I mean, it'd be nice to feel alive and be outside the whale. Oh, shit. The hell is this Nessie? Uh, I'm like waiting for the shoe to drop for something crazy to happen. Not that this isn't crazy already. That there's a literal Nessie inside of a whale. But they have to get out of the whale eventually. So the question is, how's that going to happen? Why wouldn't you take the Nessie to get out of the whale? Ride it out of the whale. Problem solved. There's so much about like late 90s, early 2000s animation style that this movie is adhering to so much. Uh, I have thoughts. You all probably know these thoughts already. You all probably know these thoughts already. I on the pole, huh? No, with the old man. No. I I don't want any of them to have sex with the old man. That'd be weird. Is this all an illusion that they had an orgy? Is this all an illusion that they had a giant orgy? Oh, well, maybe. Oh, okay. Oh. You remember her winning something. I thought you loved her. Uh, uh, okay, it's because he's a manga artist. Oh my god. Ha! Oh my god. Oh god. I feel like we're going to talk about that. Is this supposed to be a representation of her, like, wanting to be. I wondered earlier if she was cutting her hair as a sign of, like, being, like, trans masculine. But then that doesn't seem as true. I'm not going to kink shame the bondage, but yeah. I mean, you celebrate Pride however you want to. Maybe it's supposed to be that. Maybe some pre-context would have been preferred. Huh. Aww. Aww. Huh. Huh. I mean, it's 2025 and this plot does not seem too far off. He has a lot of obsession with shit in his comics. Oh. 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 It's a cell. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh my god. If I was trapped inside a whale, that's probably the humor I would be developing. Oh, well, shit. Well, shit. Literally, we can't have nice things. Or maybe we can. Or we'll have this sex scene. As long as the one sister's not having sex with the old man, we're fine. I'm surprised it took this long, honestly. I do love the way that it's very abstract. And the music works really well with it. Ha! Ha! It's probably one of the more creative sex scenes I've ever watched in terms of it being artistically designed. Ha! It only took being swallowed by a whale for it to happen. Oh, shit. Ha! Oh my god. Okay, so they didn't have an orgy before, because this was the first time they had sex, so we don't know what that other scene was. What is that? Uh. Oh, okay. So is this the manga? And showing how the manga has advanced? How the story's advanced? Uh. Oh my god. Oh my god, the bulge! I can't! Oh my god. Is he like supposed to be with both sisters? I mean, I'm not shaming a polyamorous relationship. And this, like, when they get out, oh my god. Ah! Oh my god. Oh my god. Huh. And he's gonna be like, no, I got it. Okay. Ha! Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, such an inspiration. Oh my god. Oh wow. Yango. Oh my god. And it's like her dream. Oh my god. I want to go back to the beginning to see if there was any precedence of her, like, having any of this, like, prefaced. And she's swimming. I think her boobs just get bigger as... Oh, she is lucky number 8. Lucky number. So this, like, futuristic world with all of them. Oh, shit. Oh, because, yeah, as soon as they said cameras weren't allowed. Uh. Well, I mean, Nessie's there, so... Was the whole thing of them and her colon like an abortion reference? Some of this stuff's like, it hits me like later. They gotta get out of this whale. Oh, wow. Okay. This is so like late 90s, early 2000s. Huh. Oh, wow. All the VHS tapes. Huh. Oh my God. And there were more. Oh. Oh, was she studying? Oh. Oh. Hmm. Huh. Questionable. Questionable. Shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Oh. Huh. Hmm. Oh. The whale's gonna die. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, you gotta get out of the whale. Yep, you gotta get out of the whale. Well, you've been in a whale. Yeah. Let's not stay in the whale. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 Yang is so pretty there. You have literally Nessie. Oh, you've had those the whole time? Y'all just now realizing this, but okay. Go on, Nessie, help him out. Shit. Oh, wow. Oh. Did she literally just have sex with him because we're a woman and we had to have sex with somebody? Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Is Nessie leading the way? I want Nessie to help them get out. What? Oh. Oh. Hmm. Uh. Huh. Okay. Y'all had sex. Why can't you kiss him? Oh. Oh. Uh. What were they expecting him to do? Were they expecting him to hug Nishi or kiss him? What were they expecting him to do? I'm so curious. Why'd she have that hat on to begin with? Hmm. I mean, you wouldn't have been here otherwise. Oh my God. Oh, bitch. Oh. Oh. Oh, just get out of the whale. Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, at this point, the surreal and the abstract. You just gotta suspend your disbelief. Oh. Are you realizing about his forehead line? That it's not real? Oh. Oh, shit. I mean, the vulnerability of him being naked in this moment. Because it's just like fighting to... Oh my God. Oh, wow. And the baby. Oh, come on, Yang. Come on. The dog. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And the church and everything. And Nishi helping them all get out. I'm glad this old man didn't turn out to be like a cannibal or something. Oh. Nessie! Oh, Nessie! I was like, Nessie has to have some kind of impact in this. Queen Mian! Oh my God. I mean, at this point, it's just all symbolism. At this point, it's just all symbolism. I feel like the creator watched Cool World at some point and worked with Ralph Bakshi because this is all straight out something he would do. At this point, we're just going to throw everything but the kitchen sink, right? Okay, that's really cool. I do like that sequence, but... And the damn bug. And the molecules. Oh my gosh. Oh. Uh-huh. Like going from being in the belly of the beast to seeing the world. And the flow of time. This movie is just abstract impressionism. It's just impressionistic. Like your life flashing before your eyes. Hmm. Huh. Uh, oh. Is it supposed to be them when they're older? Ah! Oh. Like all the possibilities. Oh. Oh my gosh. Is it supposed to be Nishi? Oh, all these possibilities of everything that could happen. Oh. Oh, wow. And the time. Bitch, what? Oh. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Holy shit. I was like, ah! uh, it's like trying to figure out which character is which from the beginning to the end. Oh my gosh. And then starting from the beginning. Yeah, this part at the beginning and the end. Uh-huh. And the watch. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, because she had the watch that he had. Oh my gosh. Holy shit. Like just all of this. Uh-huh. Yep. Oh my gosh. And all these lives intertwining, and there's Nishi. Oh my gosh. Holy shit. All of this coming into play. And her wanting to be a swimmer. And the drawing. And the connectivity of the whale. Oh. Okay, and then the mom and the dad and huh. Wild. Absolutely wild. Ah. Holy cow. The story has never ended. Wow. Holy cow. Okay. Okay. I don't think there's anything more after the end credits. That one, the autoplay there, wanted to have it come there at the end. Holy cow. I love that they want to recommend Twin Peaks after this. So yeah, I need to like go process what I just watched and come back and talk to you all about it. Wow. So, yes, Mind Game. As I adjust the microphone here, this is one of the rare exceptions, y'all, where I feel like my discussion is now a little bit more informed than my reaction, because my initial reaction was, what the hell did I just watch? I'm recording this about 3 hours after I watched Mind Game, because one, I had to go back and rewatch it to kind of get like a bearing of what I just watched, and also to do a little bit of reading and a little bit of research, because I was not prepared, Sean, for this movie. And interestingly enough, the source material and this, I feel different ways about. So, let's talk about it, shall we? Let's talk about it. I'm going to be drinking that ginger ale like most of the time. So this came out in 2004. It is directed by Masaki Yuasa, who I believe has done Devilman Crybaby. This style feels very Devilman Crybaby. There's a lot of things with it. And then obviously Ping Pong, and then Inuo and Tekken Concrete. I want to say first and foremost, this movie threw me off in a lot of ways because of the essay early on in it. And I had to walk away after watching the reaction and let myself like emotionally calm down. If you don't know this about me, I haven't really talked about this in the commission tier, but I probably should bring it up in October for the commission tier. That I don't like seeing SA if it's graphic or if it's like of a main character, because it just triggers personal experience that I've been through, and it's a me thing, and it's not fair to you if you've commissioned this or if you want me to watch something and then that happened, because it threw me off for a good chunk of the movie, and then I was in a bad mood, and then I went back and rewatched the film and was like, okay, well, we'll talk around that, but just for future reference to anybody commissioning, please know that if it has SA in it and I have to watch it and sit through it in the moment, I'm probably not going to be in a good mood. But luckily, Mind Game is good enough where the whole of it kind of makes up for it in terms of that. This is a very interesting movie. It is not like Inuo or Tekken Concrete in the sense that I feel like both of those movies, the main element of them that I really like are the characterization. Nishi is your stereotypical like loser MC that gains the chance to become more than that, and he does, and I like that about him. I would say though that Mind Game's big thing is its aesthetic. It's style. It is style over substance. And if you want to just experience something experimental and open to interpretation, this is a really good film to watch. And I appreciated a lot about it. I'm going to say, I want to tell you all, these are just my interpretations based on the manga, which I have just sat down and looked through, versus the film adaptation. And I feel the film adaptation is a lot more loose with the psychedelic elements, and it leaves a lot more open to interpretation. You'll notice Whiteboard Coon's back here. I was taking notes as I was rewatching it, so that took a while to go over with you all. But I will say, I didn't realize that this was based off of a manga. It is by Robin Nishi. The manga is very hard to find. The only version of it that I could find, and I'm going to show a couple screenshots as we go through this with you all. The only version I could find was in the Internet Archive. Thank God for the Internet Archives. There is a full text of Mind Game in French. So, unfortunately, I cannot read or speak French, so I did look through all of the pictures. A lot of what I'm going to tell you is based off of the imagery alone, not the text, because I could not interpret the text. So, take that for what it's worth. But the imagery, there were some things that were pointed out that I was like, oh, that's different than the movie. And so I want to talk with you all about those little nuances. The art style reminds me in the manga, the art style reminds me a lot of Mob Psycho in a weird way, kind of a little bit Mob Psycho-ish. But anyway, so this came out, the movie makes me think of the melding of 2D versus 3D versus photorealism made me think of Spy Family. Which was early 2000s as well. So I feel like in animation, there was an experimental phase with a lot of animators, and it was a trend at the time. So the animation style of going back and forth did not throw me off. There was a lot of Ralph Bakshi elements in this movie, which I do like that a lot with Yuasa's works and everything. I liked that a lot. Studio 4 Degrees Celsius did this one, along with Gainax and some others, which Gainax being involved, I was like, all right. But yeah, so they describe this as a Japanese adult animated experimental comedy drama. You might as well just call this an LSD trip, because that's really what it is. It's a coming of age, psychedelic, experimental, experiential, existential. How else do we describe this movie? So Yuasa, this was their directorial debut. They told the Japan Times, instead of telling this story serious and straight, I went for a look that was wild and patchy. I think Japanese animation fans today don't necessarily demand something so polished. You can throw different styles at them and they can still enjoy it. And it says this film has a cult following, which I believe. So Nishi, basically what I want to talk about, basically the good, the bewildering, which now doesn't feel as bewildering since I've gone back and rewatched it and have a better appreciation of it. So I want to say that first and foremost. And the parts that I was like, nah. So yeah, let's talk about this, because that's what you all are here for me to talk about this film. One thing I loved about Mind Game is the way that they bookended the film. For it being as experimental and abstract as it is, it does a really good job of bookending and starting with like that first 3 minutes and 30 seconds of this film could have been a movie on its own. It makes Up look like it's not trying hard enough. I was like, oh my God. So going back and rewatching this movie, a lot of things clicked that did not click upon the initial reaction. So the old man that is in the boat is in most of the beginning. The old man, the baby on the bridge with the freckles, is the old man. That's like him coming across the sea. It's his flashback, him coming into Japan over under the bridge, which I loved. The whale iconography, the symbolism that were throughout this was really, really well done. The baby's body hiding the male genitalia. We're going to talk about that. The movie is based off the manga. The manga focuses mainly on the three individuals, Nishi, Yan, or Yang, as the subtitle said, and Mion. They're the main subject of the manga, but the movie involves the old man to a much higher degree, which is interesting, which we're going to talk about. Now that I've gone back and rewatched, it was like a light bulb clicked and I was like, oh. So that whole opening scene where he was like where basically he was doing what a drag queen does. He was tucking his penis and his balls back into himself and then they come out. We're going to go back to that. So just keep that on the back burner in your mind. Keep that on the back burner. But the man, he grows up, he sees the women in the streets, which gets brought back up at the end of the film. We're going to talk about that. But he goes to church. We're going to go back to that and talk about it here in a bit. And then he gives the purple watch to a woman. They end up getting married and have a baby. And then the baby, it shows him getting involved in the Yakuzas. He's got this Time Watch cartoon that he starts getting involved with the Yakuza and drugs. There are drugs getting stuffed in the toys to be dealt with. And then he grabs the wrong case. As we come to find out, don't get the right goods, gets busted, and through a series of events ends up in the whale. Now, what I was wanting to say and want to come back to is that the Yakuza that's with Atsu is the soccer-playing asshole who assaults Mion at the beginning of the film. The Yakuza that's with Atsu that talks about wanting to turn back time and go back into the past is the old man's son. He's the one, because he keeps talking about the time machine cartoon. The man is the son of the old man. He ends up being the Yakuza. He has the purple watch because later on, I was like writing out all the things that happened in that last flashback. The mom dies, gives her watch to the son. Atsu gets involved later because he's tied in with Mion and Yan's dad. So in this Yakuza business, the Yakuza that we see at the beginning with the purple watch, he meets the mom of Mion and Yan, meets her, but then the guy that comes on with the disco moves is the dad, and he steals the mom from the Yakuza. So how the Yakuza guy that's the son of the old man gets hooked up with Atsu is because both of their women, both of their girlfriends have been stolen by Mion and Yan's dad. That's how they all got tied up at the beginning, and it's like, oh, okay. So then... And in the last scene, they talk about, you see the babies, and the babies conveniently have the arrow with their names on it pointing there. So that's all fun and good. So yeah, they set up the whole like family dynamic of this story very early on, which I really appreciated. I liked that a lot. Then we get introduced to Nishi. So we had the Yakuza with the purple watch following and chasing after Mion with Atsu because they want to get revenge on the dad, and they feel like they could follow the daughters to find the dad, which is how we end up at the scene at the beginning. Then we have Mion's childhood friend Nishi in the train, and the story goes two different routes in the movie. At the very beginning, her foot gets caught in the train door, which gives Atsu enough time to get on the train. When it's revisited at the end, if her foot hadn't got caught, Atsu wouldn't have got on the train, and then we see the Yakuza man running off, I think with Mion and Yan's mom. I think the Yakuza that's the old man's son ends up running off with their mother after the dad leaves them. Since the girls are adults, then the mom just runs off with him. I guess that's what happens, or that's what he wanted to have happened, instead of just giving her the one-way ticket to Tokyo. Fascinating. But then yeah, Atsu chases after them. Nishi and Mion are on the train at the beginning, and then it shows the opening sequence, which we're going to tie back to that. Don't you worry. We're going to tie back to that. But he talks about at the very beginning, he did not have enough. He has the Scott Pilgrim problem, the problem of Kazuya from Rent-A-Girlfriend, where Nishi just cannot get up the courage to confess his love to Mion. right? To confess his love to her. And it's only through his second chance at life that he gets the chance to actually will up the courage to be with her, etc. But I mean, from the very first scene where we have the fake out where he confesses his love and then it goes back to reality and he's friend zoned himself, that was a sign early on that the style of this movie is playing on the notion of multiple lives, of our multiple experiences. And again, the very first, the line, your life is the result of your own decisions, is texted on his phone at the beginning. I thought that when you realize it's him texting it, it feels kind of weird because it's like, well, who are you texting, Nishi? And it feels a little on the nose. And then at the very end, it's like the story never ends. Like, I was getting very Steins Gate coherence vibes from this movie, which is fun. Take that for what you will. I love the style of the movie. The style is great. Like I said, the parts of it where it goes into being the photorealistic parts, sometimes it works. Sometimes it's a little too stylistic for me personally, but I don't mind it. I don't think it looks bad. I think it's a choice and I like it. So yeah, but yeah, the disco dad who's lost his hair at this point, I like that Nishi gets onto him for cheating on their mom and for, you have two beautiful daughters and, you're just not a good dad at all. And then he's like, well, Mion, you should marry Nishi and all this. I think it's hilarious that Rio comes in, the truck driver, that in the manga, she's engaged to him and then promptly forgets about him. He shows up like a Victorian novel protagonist, love interest, and then he promptly is exited from the story, right? Which is kind of hilarious. But once they escape, they just leave him in that bar. They just left him and it was fine. Now, Atsu coming in, we do get a backstory later on about Atsu and him having the rough upbringing and getting involved in the Yakuza. So the two guys here, you had the Yakuza and then you had Atsu, both of them who feel jilted because both of the women that they love were stolen by the dad. And the dad is conveniently kind of a slime ball and doesn't want to get involved with them. He pissed me off in this because he just didn't do anything. He let his daughter get assaulted and let them all nearly get killed without giving himself up because he was a coward. So that was fun. That was a great time. In the manga, it's exactly how this scene is leading up to Nishi getting shot. It's the same way. I don't have much to say about it, except I don't like any of it. And so you should not be surprised by that. I will say this for the movie. The movie gets a plus because the movie kept a bra on her. In the manga, he just rips her shirt open and she has no bra on and she's just exposed. And it's like, but why? But y'all know how I feel about that. I'm not going to get into an argument about that. I will say, if we're talking about the stylisticness of it, this movie is quite bewildering because there are parts with Yan specifically. Now that I've gone back and rewatched it, the stuff with Yan I have much more appreciation for, and I want to talk about that part, especially with her being an artist and her artistic expression. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. But the movie simultaneously has these moments of expression. And for the record, the stuff with Yan and the experimental, like the BDSM and the like gear fetish that is talked about and that has the balloon scenes there, that's not in the manga, by the way. That's not in the manga. There's actually less with Yan experimenting with like sexual designs in the manga than there is in the anime, which is fine. We'll talk about that to different links. There's a lot less of the old man in the manga as well, so we're going to talk about that as well when we get to it. They did a lot more with Yan and the old man in the movie than they did in the manga. But I feel it's weird. It's like a catch-22. On the one hand, I was getting frustrated with the movie at some point because they were kind of like, it took me rewatching the movie to realize that it's a lot of style and not as much characterization, which I'm a character-driven person in stories. And this story, for as much characters and backstory as they have in it, it's not really a lot about the characterization as it is about the theme, the symbolism, and the style, if you're talking about elements of fiction. Nishi's character undergoes the biggest transformation which is great. I love he gets this second chance at life and decides not to waste it and instead decides to become a man and be more like open to living and embracing life rather than trying to fit in a certain mold. I love that about his character. And Jan's character actually has the second most development in the movie, which is interesting. But Mion's character gets a little bit of development when she realizes her sister has been supporting her their whole lives, and her sister's had to bear the brunt of. The sister very much had a George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life scenario where the sister wanted to be an artist and she wanted to, you see her with the butterfly sculpture at the beginning and she wanted to go to art school, but because their dad's a piece of shit, she has to kind of get a job and not pursue her dreams. So there is a moment in the film where Mion kind of realizes, oh, my sister did all of this for me, that I really need to be appreciative of her for doing that. And that's good characterization. But other than that, and us finding out that Mion wanted to be a swimmer, but because her boobs grew through puberty, she couldn't pursue that route because it made her slower as an athlete. Other than those two things, a lot of Mion is just kind of, I don't want to use the word objectified because that's not correct, but she just is there to be something to develop alongside Nishi, if that makes sense. Like a lot of the animation is through the male gaze where she's like, it's just like her boobs bouncing just in frame all the time, which is fine. But again, it's just like, it's not necessary. It's just a style thing. It is what it is. It's just like, but then the sex scene with her and Nishi, the sex scene's really good. I like that part a lot because of how experimental, and it's all about emotionality and the symbolism of what sex feels like and how do you describe it. Well, here's what you would, if you could paint a picture, here's what it would be. The whole sex scene was really well done. The parts before that where they were dancing by the fire, and then the old man and Nishi have like giant bamboo poles on their penises for no reason. I thought they were having an orgy. I thought it was representing an orgy, but then Nishi and her have sex for the first time after the fact, and it's like, okay, so it wasn't an orgy. So that was just a weird scene that was just weird for being weird. And I was like, okay, sure. It's art, as we'll talk about a little bit later. But yeah, I wanted more with Mion than her just being kind of a symbol of Nishi. His symbol of evolving is getting to have sex with a beautiful woman. And I was like, But there is more to that because they are childhood friends and he does genuinely love her. So at least there's that. I mean, I approve of Nishi's evolution. I just wish Mion had more of a role than just being a female character that he's going to have sex with, and oh, she liked to swim. I wanted more with her character because Jan gets a little bit more with her character, and I wanted more with that too. But that's not the point of this movie. This movie is not a character study. It's a psychedelic journey about understanding our role in the world and that we can do whatever we want with our lives. And obviously, your life is the result of your own decisions. I did go online and look at a few reviews of this movie to be like, am I thinking about this right? And a lot of people aren't talking about what I'm about to talk with you. So I'm glad I can put a new perspective out there because I had thoughts and I was like, nobody else is talking about these thoughts. So I'm going to put these out there. But I did read one thing where somebody was talking about, they're talking about, not necessarily, this is not, yes, your actions are the result of your own decisions, but that phrase is not taking into account the circumstances one can get put in, right? So I think of the Yakuza guy, the dad made a lot of decisions, the old man made a lot of decisions, but the dad was left with kind of circumstantial decisions made from what happened from his father's actions. So I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, so the moment that Nishi got shot and then Nishi gets shot and we get all of that in his mind, that part was amazing. And right before that, the one Yakuza who kills Atsu, he sits down there and he's like, I wish there's a way to turn back time, right? Because you had Atsu and Nishi dead in that moment, but then time does get turned around when Nishi gets to go back. And I loved the representation of God. The representation of God is exactly like it is in the manga to a T. And I love the concept that God was trying to figure out how Nishi was. I love the idea of it being a chameleon. And it's like, what do you think I am? How do you think I look? And it was trying to match what Nishi was thinking. That was so cool. Now, there is the red pill and blue pill moment where Nishi has to choose. Do you disappear into the nothingness, or do you go back? And I feel my interpretation of this whole thing is that God, seeing Nishi, knew that Nishi had a chance to go back and was giving him the opportunity to go back and try to change his past to influence his future, but he was giving him that option. He's like, do you give up and disappear, or do you go back and try to change things? So I feel like that was intentional, because then God's like, I'm on your side. I want you to do your best. And I feel like God was pushing him to choose the blue pill from the beginning, but he was testing him at the same time. So I kind of love that. I love that whole animation sequence where Nishi goes back, uses his butt cheeks to clench the gun and get it back and shoot Atsu, but okay. And then they steal the car. Now, in the manga, this is a very big, distinct difference. In the manga, and I'll show you all pictures, that the bubbles are going to be in French, so deal with that. In the manga, the sister Yan is driving the car, and she drives the car the entire time. There's a whole sequence where they get out of the car and they don't want to go with him, and then they end up getting back in the car for circumstantial reasons. But in the manga, she's driving the car, and Nishi and Mion are in the back seat the entire time, which changes a little bit of the dynamic. Yan has a much bigger presence in the film in a way, and in the manga in a way. I really like Yan's character. Mion is just the beautiful love interest. She really doesn't have a lot more fleshed out with her, except scenes of her swimming and having a past, but she doesn't really in the moment get to develop her character much, or at least from what I saw in the manga, much. But yeah. But the sister, she's driving it in the beginning, and then Nishi takes the phone, and that's when he has the conversation with the Yakuza boss that works with Atsu and has investments in the World Cup and everything else, right? In the manga, the Yakuza boss has a pet monkey, not a robot, so that's a little update thing that they changed, I guess because they thought the monkey was weird. I don't know, the robot dog thing works well too, I guess. And then what ends up happening is in the manga, they don't drive the car over the edge and get swallowed up by the whale. Through a series of turns of events, which I understand why they condensed it in the movie and just made it be the car in the movie, because it makes more sense cinematically when you've got a certain amount of time to do things. Through a series of things that happen, they end up getting in a motorboat, and the motorboat goes out to sea, and the motorboat gets swallowed up by the whale. But I personally like the car idea, because then you have the gasoline they siphon out of the car to put in the motors. In the manga, their motorboat ends up in the whale, and that's what they use. They find more gasoline, and that's what they use to get out of the whale. Apples and oranges, they end up having the same thing happen. Although, we'll say, in the manga, they don't run across the old man until way further on. They have lots of scenes where they're just having lots of reminiscing times. It's the three of them and all this, and they're going through everything on the boat. So they don't end up with the old man until much later in the movie, right? But yeah. So speaking of which, and the chase scene in the movie is a little bit different than the manga. One thing, if you're watching this film, that I had to kind of do was I have to suspend my disbelief, is that I'm going to say this and sound like such a prude, but I'm going to sound like a prude through parts of this. I know I am. I think that if you do style over substance, and what I mean by that is this movie is just style. It's experimental, it's weird, it's abstract, it pushes the boundaries of what your mind wants to accept and deem as logical, and that's all fine and good, but I think this movie succeeds in the fact that normally you have to have a line between what's real and what's fake, or inside the mind. And I think that opening scene where Nishi is proposing to Mion, and then we get the flashback and see that that was all imagination. I think that opens up interpretation that once that happens, all of this can be interpreted as when we see the one guy with the scars running alongside them going 120 miles per hour, that's not realistic at all. But then again, neither is them bringing out pitchforks and a chainsaw to attack them. So it's like, you at that point have to suspend your disbelief. It just always is a very precarious line that a movie has to cross, whether it's going to be absurd and when it's going to be grounded in reality. And the idea of the mob cars doing soccer formations, I mean, it was very clever and very creative. You just have to suspend your disbelief for that. And then, yeah, they end up, I love that they go through all of the dolls, which tie back to the old man, oddly enough. There was a Love Exposure reference before the one guy died where he had the finch on his finger. That part was fun. And then, yeah, they end up going into the belly of the whale. So, and they're like, oh, you here again? So there are multiple times in the manga and here where Nishi nearly dies. And then God's like, okay, go back, try again. And so they end up exploring the belly of the whale. I liked that a lot of this was set in the belly of the whale. It felt very Pinocchio. It felt very self-contained. And it was an environment that allowed the characters to flesh out what they want to do. There wasn't so much with Mion. Again, Mion is just there to have boobs. That's really what she's there for, and to be the girl that Nishi gets to have sex with. And I know he loves her and she's his childhood friend and she's more than that, but the movie just doesn't spend a lot of time exploring her character. To be fair, neither does the manga, so maybe they just didn't have time. Yan is the more interesting one, honestly, because Yan has like a whole backstory in the movie that kind of gets explored from the start, right? So with that being said, we had like Mion and the dog scene where Yan wanted to take care of the dog, and there was different scenes throughout. This movie has a lot going on in it. With like Nishi drawing the comic books, Nishi not having enough courage to confess. Nyan was out modeling and being in the clothes. That part's not really explained, but you kind of draw from it. But there was a lot with Yan. Like Yan was dancing throughout. Like she wanted to dance. She's involved in the arts. She made the sculptures. It showed her wanting to get into an art school where Mion was swimming. Meanwhile, then the dad left, so she had to work to support the family. And so you see the mom that's out with the Yakuza from the start. He gives her the one-way ticket. We see that the one young mother, she died off. And then we have Atsu as a baby being born. That's brought up later on at the end. And then Atsu's girlfriend ending up with the dad. So lots of things happening there. But I thought it was interesting. Jan's character fascinated me because I realized about towards the climax, the person that gets the only part that I'm about to tell you my thoughts and theories about a lot with Jan and the old man. The only part that didn't quite make sense to me is in the movie, I thought that Jan got with the old man before they left. And I was mad because I was like, she clearly does not seem like she's interested in him. Also, why does this old man get to mack this woman and whatever? I was completely wrong. The person that gets in the bunk with the old man is Nishi. Nishi gets with him and presumably gives him a hand job or something sexual happens where, or it's just now hitting me. The old man was fantasizing about Nishi while holding the doll. Okay, that all makes sense. Okay, we're going to get into this. Okay, that all makes sense because I was like, wait a minute. So Yan, as the sister, she cuts her hair. She does not cut her hair in the manga at all. In fact, the manga goes a very different route with her character than the anime does in a way. But in the anime, she cuts her hair. It shows that she's kind of experimenting a lot with concepts of gender. Like she chops her hair off. She, you know, as being one that doesn't have, like, she's small chested like I am. So she doesn't have like her sister's big boobs. And so she seems to be playing with concepts of gender throughout. Like when she did the experimental BDSM, like she's wearing the mask. I don't know if it's supposed to be BDSM. I took it as that. And she had like the latex boobs and the latex penis. I took that as her experimenting with gender or maybe experimenting with being trans masculine or something like that, or non-binary. And then when it shows she fills up, she rips off the penis part and it reveals to be a womb that has these babies in it. And then it showed like it filling up with water, which is supposed to represent amniotic fluid. And then she takes a bow and arrow and fires it into the womb and explodes it and gets rid of the babies. I interpreted that as her kind of rejecting the role of being female that she was given and wanting to be something different. Because then there's like different things of her being a bodybuilder and her being a wrestler, including being a dancer, and like her body kind of, you know, being of different proportions and muscularity. And so that it made me think that she was taking on more masculine roles and routes and rejecting femininity, which Mian is kind of like all the femininity gets thrown onto her in the film. She has the big boobs. She's the one objectified. She's the one seen through the male gaze throughout all of it. When she goes to use the bathroom, they're all kind of quiet and she's like, talk, I don't want you to hear me going in the bathroom. When the other scene that was weird was when Nishi was talking about the poop and the people on the other planet eating the human feces and that whole thing. That discussion, I'm still kind of wrapping my brain around, and that she had to flush them out of her system. That part I'm still wrapping my mind around. That just feels like it was just weird for the sake of being weird. But I'm sure somebody has a symbolic connection that it applies to. That's fine. But I have a much more appreciation of Jan kind of exploring this gender route with her character, especially now that I've gone back and rewatched, because the old man is gay. By the way, he's gay. That's the thing. So the old man, if you go back at the very end, they replay all of the parts. The old man at the beginning, he's maybe, if he's not gay, he is possibly trans. Because at the beginning, he's hiding his penis, hiding his genitalia, which is tucking it in, trying to make himself look more feminine. But that doesn't work because it pops out, because genetically he has a penis and all of that. Okay. So then it shows later on, he sees the women on the streets with the lipstick and everything. And at first, at the beginning of the film, you think he's a pervert and he's just looking at women as if he's like looking at them, like smacking their lips and stuff. And you're like, oh, he just, is objectifying them. No, he wants to wear the lipstick. Because at the end, Jan gives him the lipstick to wear and he's happy. So it shows him watching the women and their makeup and everything. Then it shows him going into a church. And in the church, there's on one side of the church a portrait of men holding hands. And then right beside it are those two men burning in hell. So he gets freaked out and is told that you can't be gay. You're going to go to hell if you're gay. And so then he ends up getting with this woman. And then they have the baby, which is the Yakuza who ends up with the watch, but he ends up in the whale for 30 years, which would check with the timeline of the Yakuza. So when you go to his room at the beginning here, and there's all of the bodies, the mannequins and the women and the underwear and the lingerie, at first you think, oh, and there's like high heels everywhere and everything. At first you think, oh, this guy's gross. He's collecting women's underwear. Like, what the hell is this? He's wearing them. He's wearing the underwear. He's looking at the women through that. And Nishi calls him a pervert, but I'm like, no, he wants to be that. Like, no, that's not it at all. He's not after these women. He wants to be a part of that world. And it's like, okay. So then you have all of that with him there, which later on in the end scenes, we're going to go through this, he meets a man who gives him flowers and has like the heart and everything and kisses him at his funeral. So it's like, no, he was gay. He was either gay or trans and found like an ability to be himself. And that kind of ties to like the little Nessie Loch Ness monster, like the legend, like the mythology, kind of feeling like a cryptid, feeling like you're not part of this world. That all makes sense there. All this connected. Like when I went back and rewatched, I was like, oh my God, no, this all makes sense, right? That he was just not happy with his body and wanted to connect more with these women. So yeah, that all makes sense. Now, you could argue with me and say that's not the case at all, because there's stuff like the one female mannequin is like bent over and has a sign on their back that says goal on it, which you're like, every hole's a goal. Like one of those, like it just, you could argue that he is a pervert and that's not the case, but I would like to view it as there's more to it than that he was kind of experimenting with his gender and everything. Because Nishi's like, once a perv, always a perv, right? And the old man doesn't respond to that. So now it's like, okay, because Nishi's the one looking down at him. Now, in the manga, is there this going on? No. In the manga, when the girls first show up, there's not the experiment. Like, it's just lingerie. It's just lingerie when they first show up that the old man's wearing. And the old man is kind of portrayed more as just being an old pervert. And Nishi's kind of like, ha ha ha, ladies, am I right? So the manga does not portray it as progressively as this movie does. But this movie, I'm like, okay, well, the man makes a little bit more sense now. Okay. But yeah, they're like, just treat them like their costumes. So that was an anime edition of making it feel a little bit more out of place. Right? And more fetishy, maybe to hide the fact that he was that way. Now, they serve lobster and stuff, so you have to wonder if it was like supposed to be like an aphrodisiac or something to get them all to be incorporated in this orgy, but then that ended up not being the case. I do love the idea of them trying to walk alongside the inner lining of the whale. That part was really good. The animation is really good at parts of this, especially with Nishi, like when he wakes up and when they hear the radio and they realize that this old man's been trapped there for 30 years and they're probably going to be trapped there as well. And they start crying. That part was really good. And that's when the one sister cuts her hair off because she's like, screw it. If I'm going to be here, I'm going to be myself. And I'm not going to be, you know, what society wants me to be anymore. And so then there's like the scene where Nishi crashes like the dinner scene and everything and realizes that, you know, there's probably no point in me doing this because we're stuck here. But when he throws the bowling ball and knocks everything down and reveals, this part was creepy at first, but now it's just really sad. Like the old man, you see all these toys and stuff hanging there and you see the noose, meaning that like this old man thought about committing suicide. Like he contemplated killing himself in the whale, but instead he hung the toys instead. Like at the last minute, he hung the toys instead. And that's when Nishi realizes like how long he's been there, how long it's drove him crazy. And he says, God, help me, God, I'm sorry. And then like all the pills and stuff in the bottles. Yeah, and Nishi realizes, well, shit. He's like 30 years. Yeah. Which honestly, I thought at this point in the film that the old man was going to turn out to be like a cannibal or whatever, but he just turns out to be this old man that has a lot of regrets and has been spending all this time in the belly of the whale kind of living with those regrets. And Nishi's like, he didn't get a chance at a second life like I did. So do I have any right to really judge him? So yeah, then we have the the old man talks about like him having regrets and he's like, but you know what? I'm here. I'm going to live my life and just be grateful that I have it and do what I can and just, you know, try to live out my life. And then they have Nessie shows up and they have the psychedelic Rocky Horror Picture Show-esque swim scene. My one thing about it is there is a lot of like, I mean, the sexualization of them putting like the bamboo things on their penises and the like all of the artwork that's the kind of latex stuff with the animals and everything. That's all fine. It shows the sister kind of evolving her artwork throughout the process. And then Nishi is like experimenting with his drawings and they catch the fish. And that's when the sister shows up with the gear on and everything, doing like the experimental artwork. That's all fine. For me, if you're gonna do, I don't know, she says just treat it like it's all modern art. And I don't know, I was an art major for a while and I feel like I'm all about putting sex in art because I think that's the one chance you get to do it. And it's a safe space for experimenting and for talking about it. I feel like there needs to be a motivation behind it, like a meaning. And I know when I say that, people are like, well, not all art has meaning. I'm like, but it has a motivation. all art has a motivation behind it. It may not be intentionally trying to say something, but it has a point of why it was created. The artist created it for some purpose to say something, whether or not that saying is open to interpretation, whether or not that saying is abstract, whether or not that saying is supposed to be devoid of any context. There's a reason why art is created. And so in some of the scenes in this, I feel like it's just there, but because the author's like, let's do this, but then it's not in the manga, so it was there for just to be sensational, and I wanted there to be more of a pow with the impact, if that makes sense. I'm trying to figure out a way to say it properly. My only critiques of the film, honestly, now that I've watched it back a second time and I've looked at the manga, my two main critiques are, I think at times it lags a little. I think at times they stretch it out where they give the moments a little bit more repetition and pause than needed, and they could tighten that narrative just a little bit. And I feel like some of the moments that have been added into the anime that aren't in the manga, they're there, but I wanted them to have more of motivation, I guess, behind them. Like, what is the motivation of this piece? If we're showing the sister as exploring her sexuality and everything, they give us more explanation of that at the end of the film, but I think it would have hit harder for the audience if we'd seen that earlier on and then been like, okay, she's experimenting, she's doing this. I feel like some of the stuff being out of order, I could see it having more impact if it was, but then it's all rainbow and it's all experimenting with the body and stuff, and they're all gathering around doing this. So I mean, who am I to judge? So yeah, then we have the poo thing, the whole poo thing from the other planet, and that is what it is. And then after, it's funny that they have this big discussion about flushing things out of the system, and that leads them to have sex. It is what it is. But then we have, now this is in the manga, where in the manga there is like this futuristic moment where these kids all go and meet Nishi, and he's with the two women and everything, which does tie back to the manga. This happens a lot later in the manga than it does in this movie. So here's the main differentials in the manga versus the movie. So if you're wondering, they have a nice little scene here, I liked it, of Yan and Mion kind of sleeping next to each other, and then in the bunk below is Nishi and the old man. So it has the two of them there, and they're kind of just lamenting about the circumstance that they're all trapped inside of the whale. So I liked little scenes like that. They don't really add much to the movie, so I get why they're not there, but I appreciated them in being in the manga. Here's the main difference. In the manga, this is a throuple. In the manga, Nishi ends up with both the sisters. He ends up with both sisters. He ends up with Yan and Mion. He has children with them both. And that's fine. I'm all here for it. A polyamorous relationship in a manga? Sure, cool. It happens in real life. Why not here? I'm totally fine with it. I thought it was cool. But I feel like in the anime, in the movie, the sister is portrayed more as not being sexually available to Nishi. Like, she's not remotely interested in him. They keep it very heteronormative, where it's just Nishi and Mion, and all of the scenarios that could happen in the future are just with them, but not with the sister included. And the sister is portrayed as either being attracted to women instead, or not being sexually available at all, which again is fine, but it is a very stark difference between the movie and the anime. Between the manga and the anime, a very big difference. And Nishi in the manga, he ends up with both ladies, and they both are with him. And it's like, okay, all right, I guess we're gonna go that way. But the movie is a bit different. I did love Nishi looking like very 80s with the big popped collar, looking very serious next to the kids that view him as an inspiration. And then we see this very retro future where Yan is the artist communicating with the aliens, and Mion is, in the future, Mion is swimming for Earth. Yan is an artist, and Nishi is off with two other women being a manga creator. So it is a little bit different. right? But then we plot ways for them to escape the whale. The whale escape in the manga is not as good as the movie. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. The movie is a lot more satisfying in the way that they escape the whale. It's a lot more tense. It's a lot more bonkers. The manga is a little bit more grounded in reality than the movie, but I don't think it's as interesting. Now, in this, I do love, if you watch, there's a lot of things about metamorphosis and evolution. I love the plot line and the concept of the whale dying. The whale is dying, so we have to leave the whale. I love that. I think that's great. And Nishi has the big monologue about how, look, down here, we all explored and realized that we could be whoever we want to be. Why can't we do this out of the whale on land? Why can't we leave this, go be who we are in the rest of the world and be fine? Like, why can't we do that? And then they do. So they get out of the whale. But yeah, the scene where it showed them getting the fuel and getting ready, they're like, get up there. And so then you see the water is starting to cascade into the hideout. The whale's starting to sink. We see the case with the time stuff leaving, forever lost. They're rowing towards the beginning of the whale. They're wrapping up their fingers. The old man, the sisters, and Nishi. Then you see up on the bunk, the old man is like wrapped around. He has like a body pillow. But in the body pillow, there's Nishi coming up to see him, like on the bunk. And Nishi is the one that gets up next to him and like has the moment with him. But then Nishi's not with him on the bunk at all. It's him like just having this moment. And I'm like, so the old man, he wanted to be with another man. Okay. Because that's what this is suggesting. Because then immediately following that, we get the sister putting the lipstick on him, being like, do you want to have some? And then he smiles with it. And then she smiles back like, yeah. Which, okay, cool. Bitchin'. Love it. Love the escape from the whale. The animation of that. The reds. The bright tones. Them like just the experimental abstractness of it all. It's great. It's wonderful. And then they get out of the whale and they're in the sky. It's the one time where like the nudity with the characters makes a lot of sense because they're fully exposed. They're vulnerable. It's like going back to your like primordial soup, going back to the beginning of mankind. It's like crawling out of the crater and everything is crawling out of the mouth of this whale. And it made a lot of sense. There was like trains, planes, automobiles around them, like them defying technology as it's advanced, as they come back to the primal essence of being human. It's all good. And then literally as they fly out of the whale's mouth, it's Nishi seeing the world as if through the eyes of God, seeing everything, like him going from like people growing up, the passage of time, his family building the house that he's born in, all of this, like the alternate realities. Like some of the alternate realities that get put on here are like Nishi and Mion as a couple, or Nishi and some other person as a couple. And then Mion as a singer, Nishi seeing her himself, Yang with the art show, Mion as a vet, Yang as a wrestler, the old man dying alone, which sucks, but then we get more with him. Neon and Yan being poor and Nishi working, Yang and Mion as toy makers. With that, Mion racing a race car, Yan being a fashion designer. Then there's the old man. He has a sushi restaurant. And then the next frame, they show the sushi restaurant closed, and there's a man that shows up with flowers and a heart by him. So he had a relationship with a man. And then, like, you had Nishi with, like, 5 kids. And then Mion and some other guys see him from across the way. Nishi with the Yakuza. Mion baking. Yan doing calligraphy. A lot of these different shots are from the manga in, like, a big montage. They just animated them here. And then Yan as a bodybuilder. So again, Yan's body image being present. Yan protesting. Nishi as a shop owner. Yan with a man kissing him. So bisexual awareness, I guess. And then Neon kissing the dolphin. So... And then the old man. Then they cut to the old man at the funeral and like his lover's reaching into the casket and kissing him. So it's like, okay. and then Mion as a mom, Jan as an astronaut, and Nishi on the streets. So by the end, as they escape the whale, Nishi sees all of these different ways his life could go. And it goes back to the idea of your life as the result of your own decisions. So if you choose to be a baker, an astronaut, a mom, if you choose to do this or do that, you can do whatever you want. You just have to make a choice and go through with it. Which, again, the theme itself is not accounting for a lot of things. It's very idealistic, but it works. It works very well. But yeah, I loved all of it. And it kind of goes back to the idea of, again, we go back to the beginning and it's crazy to me that the old man's story bookends this movie. The old man and his son, their story bookends the movie. And the idea of him taking the redheaded woman and leaving Mion and them's mother. And then we see the old man. And then, like, for example, when he's a kid, he sees the nude show, which has the female bodies. And that influences him as well. And him seeing, like, the women with the lipstick and all this. And when we get out of the car, the soccer Yakuza boss gets led in by a bunch of women and he follows behind, right? And then he has the kid and all of that. It just, It made a lot more sense watching the second time around, and I appreciated it more the second time around. I really did, because the things that are sexual about it, a lot of it is just exploration and doing things like that. I have to condition myself as a female viewer, especially of a lot of things that present the female body as being kind of objectified. I have to just prep myself for that. And I'm going to point it out because that's what I do. But I do appreciate, now that I know after rewatching more about the old man and the sister, that part makes a lot more sense. So, there's still a lot that are up in the air. So, things I love about the movie are the art style. The art style was great. I love the way that it leaves so much open to interpretation. You need to definitely watch it twice. The first time, like, if y'all watch this reaction, I wish I was more aware and things clicked better the first time around, because I think I was just like, what? And then the second time around, I'm like, okay, this makes a lot more sense now. I get this a lot more. But then you also have to suspend your idea of disbelief. You have to pause and look. When I tell you I paused and went back and was writing things on this board and pausing and doing this with Whiteboard Coon. And then the sexual stuff, honestly, the essay at the beginning really put me in a bad mindset. And so then when I went back, I just skipped that scene and it was a lot better. Because here's my thing. When stuff happens like that, it loses its trust from me as a viewer, and they have to build that trust back. Because when you have a scene like that, my trust in you is gone. Null and void. And then I'm afraid that you're doing bad things the rest of the movie. So when you come to find out, oh no, it was just an unnecessary scene that didn't have to happen the way that it happened. And I know that it had to happen in some respect. Otherwise, Nishi, the whole impact is that he regrets not doing anything and then goes back and changes things. I get why it had to happen. It bugs me so much when it happens because of personal experience. And that's all I can say. But I do think, knowing now about the old man and everything, that changes my perception of him as well as the sister. So, Sean, I hope that helps. I hope you did. I hope regardless of me being the way that I was, that you enjoyed the reaction, and I hope you enjoyed this discussion, because I really did enjoy the film. Is it my favorite of the ones by him? I mean, I like characterization a lot, and this is a very style is the forefront of the elements, but in the same vein, it's still a very good movie, and it makes you think, and I appreciate that. Like, I'm still thinking about some things, and I'm like, oh yeah, we could do that with that. And I ended up liking Nishi's character a lot by the end. At the beginning of the film, I didn't care much for Nishi's character. I was like, oh, you're that type of protagonist. But he really did grow by the end, and he did grow up a lot. And I liked the idea of him realizing the like limitlessness that your life in certain regards has pertaining to it. And it should inspire us to go out and, like Nishi, try to live life to the fullest. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this reaction discussion. I'm very interested in your comments down below. Hoo boy. But in any case, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back very soon with more reactions.